How you doing, fans? And we got Kevin Smith here with Drive by Faith. Today is September the 27th, right? And it's about 9 o'clock Central Time. Uh, the nature of this, I've been saying I want to talk about a couple things, right? And one thing that in this industry that it is changing, right? So people want to know how can you make money in a change industry, right? So I'm gonna tell you real quick, guys. It is still a lot of money to be made in this industry, right? But what I will tell you, if you go out in the cargo van industry, right, have working capital, right? Working capital means that you can get by not just a week or 2 weeks, but you can get by maybe 4 or 5 weeks. So if you're going to jump into this cargo van industry, I just suggest that you jump into it part time and you're still able to work a part time job, right? So you can have money just in case if your tires break, you get it flat, right? And when you have contracts, and I'm gonna tell you what's so important about contracts. You have a lot of companies out there now are um, getting um, getting a lot of different vans. Okay, so let me make it clear what I'm saying. Amazon has really has taken over the cargo when we talking about next day delivery, right? And what they have done is offer $300,000, right? And don't mark my word for word, but what I'm hearing is that you're able to get you a fleet of vehicles with that money. You're able to get started, right? But I think you also have to have 25,000 or 30,000 working capital as well. You have to be kind of established a little bit, and by you doing that, Amazon would allow you to hire employees or contract drivers. What I will say in this industry, right? Been in the industry about 3 years now. 3 to 4 years, right? I've had friends that have left the industry, started off, and some guys was making, I want to say, $20,000, $30,000 a month, and they wasn't able to sustain that. So what I will say is, if you're gonna get in this business, guys, don't go out there and buy a brand new vehicle. Go get you a cargo van that you can get for about 10 grand, right? One of the mistakes that I'm looking at is that I wish I would have got a used cargo van and then got a standard warranty when I bought that, right? And that could have cut down the cost. So you have to look at your costs, right, when you get in this business. So what I will tell you is that if you want to stay at home, if you want to stay on the road, you have different avenues, right? Um, Most companies, in terms of brokers, are going to require you to have $100 million cargo. I'm sorry, $100 million liability, right? And $100,000 cargo, right? When you go to companies like Progressive, uh, those companies are gonna charge you, and I can say that because I got a 2017 Ram ProMaster. I was paying about $1,300 a month. I'm sorry, I was spending about $1,100 a month for insurance for Progressive. Kind of very high. Then you turn around and you spend another $600 or $700 for um, for my brand new vehicle, right? Which is a Ram ProMaster. Then you're talking about to fill it up. You're gonna spend another $50 or $60 to fill it up. Then you're talking about, because it take synthetic oil, you're going to spend another um, uh, $60 if I'm going to Jiffy Lube. $60, right? So do the math, guys. I'm just throwing some things out there, right there. You're talking about roughly $1,700, $1,800, $1,900 in expenses, right? And that's not including, that's one tank of gas that I'm filling up. On an average, I'm spending another, just say $200 for the week. Say $300. I'm close to $2,000 in expenses already, right? So I want to tell you guys, is if I would have took the time to really, someone would have told me this, I would have went a route that I see a lot of other different carriers, what they doing. They are getting sprinters that maybe are 10 years old, 15 years old. They are getting the Chevy vans, which are the cargo vans, and they spending maybe $4 or $5 grand, right? You can get those vehicles and you can get warranties. And when your business grow, you can then get a fleet of vehicles. You know, you can get you a box truck right now under $10,000, 16 foot or 12 foot. So if you do the math, I bought a vehicle maybe $35,000, right? And then you got two vehicles right there that you with a box truck and a used vehicle that you are spending half of that. You got two vehicles and you spending half of that. The key is, guys, is that you get a vehicle with a extended warranty. So if it do break down, you can get it fixed for a deductible, maybe $50, right? So I was smart enough with my cargo van. I have 80,000 miles now that I got a extended warranty. My extended warranty is good to 125,000 miles. So my deductible is $100. If any time that anything break down, it's $100. Guess what, guys? I have used that warranty already twice. And the total repairs was close to, I want to say, $2,000. I paid $200. That is being smart. So the reason why I decided to, it is 9 o'clock late. I am very tired. The reason why I want to talk about this, because I don't want to give anybody false hope. But what I will do is give you all the nuts and bolts to be successful in this business. And it started right. Get you a budget. Write down the things in terms of your expenses before you hit the road. Now, let's talk about revenue. If you're willing to go on the road, you have some companies out there that are willing to pay a cargo van, right, with the insurance, $400 or $500 per job, right? If you don't have the capacity, now that's on the road. I'm talking about you might be driving 400 or 500 miles. The average amount that they're going to pay a cargo van, for the most part now, I think is about 75 or 80 cents a mile, right? So you do the math. You got to do 200 or 300 or 400 or 500 miles, right, to get about $400, right? The key, guys, is to get, once you do that, you have other companies out here now that you can do. You can stay if you can't get a job getting back, right? You got companies out there now that are willing to do what we call expedite, right? You can log into their site and they got jobs, right? And they have jobs available that you can pick up right away and you can deliver, right? Some of those jobs are $40, $50, right? But here's the deal, guys. If you decide that you want to stick around for a day, and you can afford to sleep in your van or a cheap hotel room that will pay you maybe charge you about $50, you can make additional that day another $200, right? We'll talk about that. GoShare is one of a company that allow you to do deliveries. Delivery Circle is another company that have opportunities for you. So those are just a few names out there. So the kicker is with me. I would like to stay in when I was stay in a 400 or 500 mile radius, right? But as I continue to learn this industry, I stayed within a 200-mile radius, right? And guess what? I was able to come back home the same day, guys. The same day, right? So 100, if I'm doing 100 miles or 200 miles, that doesn't hurt me because okay, if I need to fill my tank up, I fill it up once. Here's the key: you hear some brokers are willing to pay you $300 and $400 for 100 or 200 miles. You just have to find the right brokers, right? But then you have the same companies that will you go 400 miles and they want to pay you $300, $350. So you just would have to work with and get the contract with great brokers, right? What I would tell you guys is that inbox me, subscribe to my channel. I will continue to tell you some of the companies that I have worked with. And these companies, some of the companies right now, which is Pickup, is another company that they just call it Pickup. You are delivering home goods, right? I think they have awesome. They got a great model that you might arrive at a place, and then you got another person that there as a helper, right? If you are the main person, you get the majority of the pay. The helper get a partial to pay. So if that job is $100, right? The main person might get $60, and then the other person might get $30. Those are alternatives, guys. But if you're looking to stay local, I just ask you, do your research. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I don't want to mislead anybody and telling them that you can make $100,000. You can make $100,000. Yes, without a doubt. You can make $100,000. But you got to have the capacity, right? You have that. If you want to do a cargo van, get you the Sprinter that you can put 3 pallets, because that's the key, guys. That's the key. People are not looking, for one pallet. If you're driving a van, they're looking for you to put 2 or 3 pallets. Some looking for 3 to 4 pallets. If you get the Sprinter with, I think the wheelbase is 171. That is huge. You can put about 4 pallets in there. The ProMaster, the biggest one is 159. If I'm 159 wheelbase is what I'm talking about. You can put 3 pallets in there. So you also have just a box truck, guys, that you can put 4 pallets, and some of my diesel and some of my gas. But do your research. Before you jump out there, Ask the questions. Before you go out there buying your cars, your vehicles, ask questions. And that's why I'm here, guys. It's kind of late, guys. 15 minutes. I hope this helped you out a lot. But I just wanted to make sure that I steer you in the right direction. Good night. Peace out.